and one. Hello there, and I'm catching up with my Friday live. I almost missed it. I've just been on a 1 hour and a half live conference. Anyway, it was fun. How has your week been? What are the highlights? Are you engaging and effectively communicating? Those who are jumping in, thank you so much. I have Barbara here. Thank you for joining me. I always do my Friday lives here so that I can connect with you and find out how you're engaging with your public speaking. And in case you don't know me, my name is Irene Ocho. I'm the founder of the Engage Speak Academy. And it's an online academy that helps you engage and speak from a place of power, confidence, and connection. So Barbara, thank you so much for joining in today live. What a day. I had a long morning. It was a great online conference. You know, even when you're speaking in virtual, it's a different way of communicating. Hi, but it was interesting. We're talking about mental health and the effect it has had on everybody, but more specifically, we're talking about the teenagers. Anyway, so today, what am I going to share with you today? The questions that come in my inbox is what I share on every Friday live. And today we're going to talk about how can I become an effective communicator? Let's start by defining what communication is. It's simply the way in which we get an idea, an experience, an engagement that is common to somebody and make it common to more than another outside of you, 2 or 3 or 4. Basically, I have an experience, I have an idea, I have an engagement, I am very conversant with it, and I want somebody to join me into that idea so that we're on the same page, so I make it common. That is communication. Now, effective communication is if I have an intention when I either speak, because there are various ways in which we communicate, but of course, the most common is the spoken. Speaking, writing, even the way I dress, even silence is communication. But I'll go with what we all human beings have been gifted with, and that is speaking. Anytime you start up a conversation, you have become a public speaker. I've always defined public speaking as anytime you are making your thoughts and verbalizing them and making them out loud so that people can know what is going on in your mind. Something we were dealing with today, mental health, thoughts and emotions, because also speaking is expressing your thoughts and emotions so that someone can understand what is going on in your inner world. So communication is simply getting an idea that is common and you know and have experienced and making it common for others so that they're on the same page and you come into the same understanding. And every time we communicate, there's always an intention behind the communication. I might be informing you, I might be persuading you, I might be trying to get a connection. There's always an intention behind communication. So for it to be effective is at the end of it all, after I have verbalized and I have spoken, the intention has been fulfilled. Now, there are so many reasons why communication can end up being non-effective or you being a non-effective communicator. There's a breakdown, miscommunication, so the intention is never achieved. For it to be effective, remember I said the intention is achieved. And I'm going to only pick on the number one that I tend to see most speakers becoming victims of. I will call it the spotlight effect. You know, when the spotlight is on you, all lights are on you, you are the center stage. There's a tendency for speakers to have that spotlight effect where it's all about me, myself, and I. And so when they stand out to speak to a listener or an audience, they forget about the audience and they start to talk at them. What do I mean by talking at them? You assume that the person you're speaking to knows what you're already talking about, they've experienced what you're already talking about. And so when you stand out to speak in public, the story is only going around you and your experiences and you're not even breaking it out. It's all about you, me, myself, and I. And you start telling them, do you get me? And they're like, I don't know what the heck you're saying. Why? Because when you took center stage, you did take into consideration who is listening and who your audience is. Because remember, communication is bringing me into your common idea, common experience, so that I also engage. It's not a monologue, it is a dialogue. So most speakers have that, what I call the spotlight effect, Cameras, lights on, and it's all about me. Can you see how I look? Look at my eyes, how I sound, how I'm dressing. And you're not connecting with the listener. You're not connecting with the audience. Why? Before you prepared your speech or whatever you wanted to say, you had no idea of who you wanted to tell, whatever you wanted to tell, or you just wanted to impress them with yourself. Basically, you're talking to yourself. That's what it means to talk at someone. You came up with an idea, you had no intentions of them getting what you wanted to say, you just wanted them to look at you, how you look good and how you sound so good. So you end up talking at the listener. This is something I used to teach when I was training people in radio. It's so hard to speak to an invisible audience. So you always have to visualize them. Because when you show up to speak in public, girl, boy, it's not about you. It's about the listener. It's about the audience. You are supposed to engage them. They are the stars. So when you show up to speak in public, always have this in mind. What is in it for your listener, your audience? It's not about you. Fine, you have showed up, but bring me into your world. And that's the whole process of communication, making it common so that we who are listening and you who is speaking, we are at the same page in a common union, community, communication. That's what it's all about. So the number one thing that would hinder you from being an effective communicator, even in your personal space, you know, relationships where someone is all about me, and they forget about the partner, there'll be a breakdown there, definitely, and you end up being not effective communicator in your personal relationships. And so there will be a misunderstanding, and before you know it, maybe you'll break up with a person. So watch out for the spotlight effect every time you're engaging someone in a conversation or you're delivering a speech. It's always about the listener and the audience and not you. And yes, there's no harm showing up looking all good and sounding so fly and everything, girl, but did I get what you were saying? Did you connect with me? So it will also depend on how you want them to understand. So put them first into consideration before you appear. Spotlight effect is all about being so full of yourself, so full you do not have space for the person who is listening. You don't even give them a breather to interact with whatever you are sharing. So I hope that will help you if you've been wondering, how can I become an effective communicator? Number one, put your listener and audience into consideration first. What is in it for them that you are saying? What is the common denominator for them to be hooked and be interested in what you're saying? When you get that clearly, then you will become an effective communicator, whether it's in your personal space or in your professional space. And I'll be talking about spaces next week, because there are spaces in which we speak, and each space we speak differently in order to be effective. So if you've jumped on live today like Barbara, thank you so much, Steven, Barbara, everybody who has joined in today. And I don't know where you're watching from. If you could quickly type in and let me know where you're watching this from. But if you catch me when I'm done with your live, I hope this will help you to understand how you can be an effective communicator. Please type in the comments. Let me know where you're watching it from and whether it has helped clear how you can be an effective communicator in any space, personal space, social space, public space, intimate space. I'll be talking about the spaces next week on Friday on my Friday Live. I hope you're going to have an effective communicative weekend, because when we speak, we want a connection. We want to engage whoever we're talking to. And now that the weekend is on, we're all looking to connect and communicate so that it is effective. For all of you who jumped on, Barbara, thank you so much. Steven, I can't read this other name, it has gone up. Thank you for joining. Catch me again. I always come live on Fridays to share on how to speak in public and be confident, to connect, to engage, so that you can impact whenever you speak. So I'm out to relax and have a good time, effectively communicate with those who I plan to meet this weekend. I'm believing you'll also do the same this weekend. Beware of the spotlight effect. It's not just there for you to shine. It's for everybody, whoever you're speaking to in that moment, to come into your light so that you shine together. And thank you so much for the love hearts. Loving on me, I'm loving on you too. Have a lovely weekend. We shall catch up again on Friday Live. And once again, let me tell you who I'm all about. My name, Irene Ocho, Kampala, Uganda. And I'm the founder of the Engage Speak Academy, an online academy that helps you learn how to show up in public and fiercely speak about whatever you need to, and do it from a place of confidence, connection, clarity, and impact. So catch you again next Friday. Take care. We shall share on Spaces next Friday. Bye-bye.